You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show, the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. All right, well, snacks. Let's kick this thing off. Obviously, this is a brutal game. I jump right it because I just got done recording the other podcast, so I don't feel the need to recap a damn thing. Let's see what you guys think, though. Snacks, what's up?
Daddy, 14-3. Watson just tore his knee, non-contact. I mean, I feel awful for the guy,
yes.
But I also, it's like, he can't stay healthy. It's just a mixed of bag of emotions when it comes to that dude and what's happened with him and whatever else. If this is serious, which it looks like it is, I mean, he's done. There goes the dynamic of the offense gone. And the sad part is are you really surprised? Which stinks. I hate saying that about somebody. It's an awful thing to say, number one. But I actually like him.
Yeah.
Oh, not great, man. Not great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My immediate instinct is to sit here and say, like, I think it's unfair to critique him for stuff like that. I mean, there's certain things fine, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. Some things are uncontrollable. Some things you look at and go, anybody could have had that happen. I don't know if this falls in line, but at the same time, like, I'm to the point now, I'm so tired of defending people. Because you keep trying to say like stuff isn't like before. Yes, Watson had a bunch of issues and everything. And it's like, okay, he's got some hamstring stuff that's going on. Then last time he gets hurt, he got blasted in the knee. That's very obviously not his fault. That's a luck thing. This time around, I don't really know, right? But on some level, too, it's like you keep arguing it against it, but he keeps getting hurt. And in your gut, do you think he's going to be healthy? I mean, most guys get hurt pretty regularly anyways, but, at some point you just sit back and go, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to say. Maybe it is luck and he's just freaking unlucky. I don't know. All I know is there's a lot of people who feel like Christian Watson can't stay healthy, and they've been nothing but correct his entire career. So I don't know what to say. I don't. And I don't know the severity of his injury. Like I said on tomorrow's podcast, given the way that they're playing right now, I doubt we'll see him unless he's able to play in the Eagles game, because I don't see how we're going to get through the Eagles playing like we are. And, I had said that I don't think wide receiver is it's a need, but it's not our biggest need. But the people that say it's our biggest need, it's getting close, with a team that now cannot pass the ball to save their life. You can't help but feel like a wide receiver could at least help that situation. Maybe it's Matt LaFleur's fault. Maybe it's Jordan Love's fault. It's some kind of combination, but it couldn't hurt. Especially with the inaccuracies of these passes. We got to get guys that can just dive around and dig these freaking balls out of the ground, because that's where they all seem to end up. Need a guy that can get open, either because just, terrible play calling. You just got to make we need guys that can make magic happen, and right now nobody's making magic happen. They're doing the exact opposite. They're doing less than the bare minimum, right? They're doing the bare minimum with a handful of mistakes mixed in. But yeah, with somebody else had posted a stat, and I didn't verify it, but it's like, for those of you that are saying that Christian Watson can't stay healthy, and then they posted a side-by-side, Romeo Doubs has played less snaps than Christian Watson, which shocks me, but at the same time, he has been hurt a lot. Less snaps or less games, I don't know which, but Romeo Doubs has not been available. Christian Watson has not been available. Jaden Reed has not been playing well. Christian has been okay, I guess, when he's on the field. Romeo has not been playing well, and you got attitude issues. Dontavian Wicks has not been playing well. I don't know what to do. I don't. I don't know. I really just don't know. But if it is a severe knee injury, for Christian Watson, then I mean, we may not have him through, the middle of next season. Again, I haven't done the math or whatever, but I know some people on social media were talking about, Thanksgiving or later for Christian Watson next year, which is, devastating for him because he's not getting any kind of a big paycheck. Not to say ever. Maybe he bounces back and he has a big, that third contract is a big one. I don't know, but that's a devastating injury because he's not at this point going to get paid. He will likely get some kind of a small continuation contract. At this point, they may give Romeo a decent-sized contract just because we need a freaking football player. We need a wide receiver that can play football for the Green Bay Packers. Wicks has decided not to step up. Reed looked like the guy and just the last few weeks has not done anything. He did have at least one good catch in this game, but it's tough out there, man.
Well, Ryan, I'm feeling a little emotional right now. I just watched Christian Watson probably blow his knee out. So glad that we put him back out there so that he could do that and miss the rest of this year and probably most of next year. Who knows? Maybe he'll be fine, but, that's great. Jaden Reed looks increasingly like a bust to me. Like I said, I'm a little emotional right now. I'm watching this Packers team implode against the Chicago Bears currently. I don't even know why we put an offense on the field. It looks like trash. Our special teams look awful. Hopefully we can just play defense for the rest of this game, and maybe we can stop putting them in positions where the Bears only have to travel 14 yards to get into the end zone.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe we can put the defense on offense, and they'd probably do a better job than what the offense is doing right now. I'm very frustrated, and this is my outlet to rant, so I figured I would call and rant about it.
Yeah.
Now, my hope is, first of all, hopefully Christian is okay, because I hate to see that for the poor guy. He's been working hard to try and improve his injury luck, and he just keeps going out there and getting unlucky. So I'm certainly not mad at him by any means. But hopefully, from this point on, the Packers just come out and whip the Bears, and we win this game by 40 points. But I'm not seeing it. So, hopefully we get through this, and I don't know, maybe by some sort of voodoo magic miracle, we can figure something out in Philadelphia next week, but it's not looking good. But for now, we're just going to focus on the rest of this Bears game, and hopefully I'm just being overly dramatic. But hey, go Pack, go, right?
Well, and that was kind of that was my hope the entire game was, hey, this Bears team's not actually doing anything. We just got to get out of our own way, stop making stupid mistakes. That stupid trick play with the punt. Okay, that was stupid. We messed up. Whatever. Freaking. Whatever, right? It's a once every 5 years somebody pulls it out of their back frickin' pocket. Fine. Jaden Reed fumbles. Well, okay, it was kind of a fluky thing. He punched the ball just perfectly. All right, fine. It's kind of similar to the Christian Watson thing where it's like, okay, it feels like bad luck, but at the same time, how many times can bad luck happen before you start to think maybe they're making their own bad luck? You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, you just the whole game, like, well, okay, fine. Now we're down by 2 scores. That sucks, but it's not that insurmountable because they can't move the ball, and I know we can score quickly. And then we didn't move the ball, and then we didn't move the ball, and then we lose Watson and we lose Jordan, and I wasn't worried about losing Jordan because he was playing so poorly. I figured Malik couldn't be any worse, and he wasn't. But it never happened. They just never woke up. It was about halfway through the fourth where I was like, I hope Jordan can come back and give us that little, late fourth thing that he does. But I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't have a lot of comments. I'm just going to let you guys fill the time because I don't even know what to say right now.
Hey, Kyle from Madison. So, the game's going horrific, but can I just say, man, all year there has been a complaint I have had, and I think it is a real thing, man. I know, like we've said, when we lose, we just look for lashing out at whoever, right? But man, this year, it just feels like people are playing hurt for no reason. Like they're bringing guys back. I feel like we brought Jordan back unnecessarily a week early. He could have rested for the bye. Same thing with freaking Alexander.
Yeah.
He comes back and then he re-injures that damn knee. And he's out for the year. we'll never know what happens if he rested. And then you bring Watson back. Now, we know this is a guy who, when his body isn't symmetrical, injures himself, right?
Sure,
now, it looks like he's just destroyed his other knee. And this would be in keeping with kind of what we saw last year. Like, kind of, when guys have one thing hurt, their whole bodies rebound, especially these speed guys.
Right.
That looked terrible. So, hope it was worth it, Packers. Hope it was worth it to get him a couple snaps against this scumbag Bears team for no reason, bring freaking Watson back. I'm just disgusted in it, man.
And I think that's an important distinction because, you can't blame him because he didn't re-injure the same knee. But I think it is true that what happens when you favor one side, what happens when you don't really fully trust the other one, you start to put extra weight on the other knee, which could cause extra strain. I can't disagree with what you're saying. We brought back Jordan back. We know we brought Jordan back too early, and that was infuriating. We disagree on the timeline of when he got healthy, but it doesn't matter. Everybody saw him come back in that game and not trust his leg, which is probably what happened to Christian. He didn't really trust the leg. He was, I saw his dad posted something on social media about how, he put his body on the line to be there for his team, which is, in keeping with what Ben is saying. You can't be mad at Christian. The guy's doing everything he can. He's fighting as hard as he can to be the best player he can be, and he looks like a phenomenal player. I know he had a drop, but I'm not even mad at him about the freaking drop because the pass sucked again. But yeah, the guy's going out there hurt to try to win a game that, I don't want to call it meaningless, but they could have sat him, especially after having watched this performance. Certainly could have sat him. And, everything's a freaking emergency with this team. We got to hurry and bring back, like you said, Jair. Well, it jacked him up, and it sent him backwards, and he was never able to recover, and then he needed season-ending surgery. So, we fired our training staff and brought in a whole new training staff. And I don't think that this staff is doing a good job. I just don't. I don't know what else to say about it, but I have been unbelievably disappointed with the injury situation this entire year. The amount of guys that are practicing in full and not playing, why would that ever be a thing? If they're not playing, then I can't help but think they should not have been practicing in full if they're not doing well enough. Jair constantly practicing. Why is he working so hard on a knee that is just not anywhere near ready and now he needs surgery? Then why were we putting him through all that? It's a terrible, terrible thing. And I don't know definitively, you don't know either, obviously, but it's certainly worth speculating whether or not, we're pushing these freaking guys too hard. On some level, guys got to play hurt. I get that, but it's just, the proof is in the pudding this year. It's been a complete disaster, the injury management.
And I don't know. We've seen Watson have serious-looking injuries and not be, but as he's crying, covering his eyes on the cart, I can't help but wonder. This certainly seems like a theme this year with great players, and we make them come back early. And for what, man? For what? Why? In the cold. I don't understand. I don't. Just let him rest. What is he going to do out there? Yeah. Is it really a benefit to give freaking Christian Watson 8 snaps in what is essentially a meaningless game? Now the quarterback's out, which looks like I did this in jiu-jitsu a while back. Like you get that nerve. I don't know, but just from the one replay I saw, it looks like he got his part of the nerve that runs the outside of his elbow smashed on the helmet there.
Sure.
Which you would think would be okay by next week, but my God, I'm very frustrated with the brain trust decision makings as far as player availability, man. It just seems like it has been wrong at every freaking step this year.
Right. Yeah, to some degree, you're always in sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, but you're right. Every decision has come down to A or B, and we've chosen the wrong door every time. Every time, should we play him? Should we not? I can't help but feel like we've picked the wrong one every time. And again, maybe it comes down to luck. I think a lot of things come down to luck, but this has been a very unlucky team. And after a period of time, like I said, when luck never goes your way, you start to wonder if they're just unlucky, if they're making their own luck. And I don't know right now, but I do know that if they're unlucky, they better find a way to start getting lucky. Because, I mean, it's the end of the road, man. You can't lose anymore. Forget, like, you can't play like garbage anymore. You can't lose. You have to win. So, I don't know. Omar, what's up, man?
What's going on? I'm Omar the Firefighter. How y'all doing? Hey, I'm just calling to say I'm not happy that Jordan Love is injured, but I am happy that Malik Willis gets to play with the starters. So we can kind of see, like, as soon as he went out there and threw that to the tight end, Jordan Love ain't do a play like that.
Well, that was my exact. So both things I agree with. Number one, it's not like, well, I know he's so elite, that's why I'm happy he's out there. It's the fact that I don't know. And I've been asking, like, what if he's just good? You know, let's go find out. Now, I don't think he played a spectacular game. He didn't hardly throw the ball at all, so it's hard to definitively make up our mind on anything. But that also was my second thought. Not only do I just want to see what he can do, but the other thought was that pass to Tucker Kraft. I mean, Jordan has made a billion, I mean, not literally, but a ton of amazing passes. But not recently. I haven't seen a pass like that, and that confident, just boom, balls out, perfectly placed, you know, on time, in rhythm, just felt smooth, I haven't felt that in a while. So, yeah, when I saw that, my first thought was like, oh, boy. Like, I'm not going to say anything because I know people are going to get mad at me, but, yeah, that it just was a reminder of kind of how it's supposed to look, and it sucks that it took our backup to come in and remind us.
All game. So it's like he get out there. I'm just like, they need to just stop babying him. So like in the beginning, they were just babying him, let him do little screens and short passes. Like Malik Willis is a quarterback. Let him throw the ball and just run your plays as usual and have a little extra where he can run if he need to. Like, let him play. And if he plays better, like, that's it is, you know. Maybe we have a QB competition next year. Like, I just want the best person to play, and I'm sure that's Jordan, but he ain't been consistent. So we'll see what happens. But I need Tucker Kraft to get a TD from me because everybody else I picked to get a TD got one so far. So if Tucker Kraft get a TD, then I got a little extra money, y'all. So it's one of my 3 bets today. I just felt like betting today.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
If can get a TD, they help me as well on a different one. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, go Pack, go.
I'm very sorry to hear that you put money, especially on the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you know, if you bet on the running backs, you probably had a pretty good day. It's the other thing that's annoying, and I mentioned it tomorrow, but this may be the best game the Packers have had on the ground, like all year. Freaking, I don't know. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back here from Chris from Alabama.
What's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama, man. Halftime of the game, and this game is not going anywhere where I expected it to go. Still only down by 1. We basically have, really, to be honest, yard-wise, play-wise, everything-wise, dominated the game, even despite us not playing good football. And we really just granted them 14 points. It's the only 14 points they didn't score. So that's really the only way they can get points. And I really don't see that changing. The main thing is by Christian, by Jordan, is they going to be all right. Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad about not seeing Jordan coming back. I feel like that we can win with Malik, especially against the Bears. And just to avoid any other complications on the injury, whether it's the elbow or the hand, they're saying it's the elbow. He keeps squeezing his hand. I don't know what's going on with that. But, man, just let him sit out. Even if he can come back, just let him sit out. Let Malik finish the game. Let's go with the game plan with him. He is a competent enough quarterback that we can come out with a victory. We're only down by 1. Hopefully the Watson injury isn't significant. I don't know. It looks like I see one knee has a brace on it. The other knee is the one he grabbed. So I don't know if it's obviously knee that had problems or what. But, man, it's looking kind of bad as far as playoff-wise, man. If them two are out, especially Jordan.
Yeah.
That's really the main one. But Let's see what's going on in the second half, and we can see if we can do enough to get the win, which I'm pretty sure we can, but we'll see, man. Not looking too good. Last game going into the playoffs, but I think we'll pull it out in the end. It's just how healthy will we be at the end. Okay, go now. Talk to y'all later after the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a devastating way to end the season. You know what I mean? I mean, just a complete downward spiral the last 2 weeks of the season. Injuries galore. We lose Jair for the season. We lose Christian for how long, I don't know. We lose Jordan at the second half of the game. You know, it doesn't have to mean anything, but if we're going off of vibes, this is a team that just maybe peaked a little early, you know. They ran that engine a little hot down the stretch, and the engine just blew. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances, that's for sure. Raider McCready, what you got going on?
Ryan, Raider McCready. I just want to say hello on the game, for one. Like, what are we watching? But two, we're sitting here. This is the pit play where we fumble and we still recover, but I'm sitting here, and they make that fourth down, and I'm all mad, and I'm sitting here with my wife sitting here, and I'm sitting here saying, man, we really need a turnover. And sure enough, we get an interception. Holy crap. I'm psychic. Let's go. Go, back, go.
There were highlights in the game, believe it or not. There were some times where things actually went really well, and I think we should feel good about it, mostly on defense. I think there was a lot on defense to be proud of, for sure. But I don't know, man. Just didn't get her done in the end, I suppose. Mr. Snacks, what you got going on, man?
Daddy, just got the Keenan Allen to McKinney pick, and McKinney fumbles. I mean, what in Sam H is going on in this game, man? I mean, this is a comedy of errors.
Well, and that is the funny part about it. Funny in a very not funny way. But, I mean, we can't even have good things happening without bad things. Like I said, at the very end of the game, you get this game-saving, like they're very low odds of winning, and what do? You get a fumble recovery, you go down, you get like it's just beautiful. All you got to do is hold them for 50 seconds. Worst offense in football, hold them for 50 seconds. They got one timeout left. I mean, they're done. They're screwed. And you just couldn't do it. I mean, we couldn't have any good things that just stayed good things.
It's almost kind of like, could they just have written the score down before the game started so that we didn't have to go through this?
I agree.
It's almost like, I don't know, I feel like this is this a simulated game or something? I mean, this is a very odd football game. It's kind of almost to the point where like I said, I just want it to be done because I just feel like they're going through the motions. And we're going to end up losing 3-4 guys. Whatever. I guess we got the ball. I don't know, man. This is just weird.
Yeah, I got to that point too at the end where I was like, I just want it to be done. You know, I don't want to watch this anymore. I actually got up to go record the podcast, and that was when the momentum started to shift in our favor. I was like, well, I can't stop watching now, and was forced to sit there and watch all the way to the end. I wish I didn't have to go through that, but yeah, I don't know, man. Is what it is. Snacks, what else you got?
I mean, this game it's one of the dumbest games I think I've ever watched in recent memory.
Yeah. I
mean, this is, like I called before, like I just feel like I have to go through the motions with this. And this is just, who is this benefiting in any shape or size? Are we getting experience from this? Are we getting better? Are we resting people? Are we not? Do we give a do we not? This is dumb. This is all stupid. I wish they would have just wrote in the score before the day started so that nobody got hurt. This is dumb.
You got Snacks upset, and you know you really messed up. So it's now you know you have hit rock bottom when Snacks is not on board with you anymore.
What's going on? I'm a firefighter calling. It's the fourth quarter with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. Just wanted to call to remind everybody that I've said all season that Malik Heath catches the football like his family lives matter.
Yeah. Well,
it's like straight up.
It's funny you said that because that was the first thing that came to my mind when he caught that pass. I mean, it was It was one of those, like, there's no way I'm not catching this football. And your thing that you've come up with, whatever you're saying or whatever, immediately came to my mind, and I couldn't help but smile after I saw that. Because you're right. You're 100% right, and we've all seen it. He's not our best route runner. He's not our fastest guy. He's not any of that stuff. But, I mean, the guy plays with more heart than probably anybody else on our football team. You can't help but respect the living hell out of that guy.
I love it that him and Wilson, two fan favorites, make the team and contributor. So win, lose, or draw. But I'm. It's so funny because I win $800 if Wicks gets a touchdown. I called every single touchdown in the game. If Wicks get a touchdown, I win $800. If our tight end gets it, then I win $140. So we'll see if I win the damn money. So I saw Wilson score. I was like, yeah, no, because I'm trying to get some daggone money. But if Tucker Crash score, I get $140. So I'm gonna be mad if even one of those people scores. That money would be nice. Anyway, go Pack, go. Don't.
Yeah, we just can't get anything, can we? Can't even get my boy paid over here. This is just atrocious.
Well, at least Heathbar gives a rat's. I like that dude, man.
Yeah.
Great snag. Not the most amazing throw, not an amazing route, by the way, but what the hell? Nice work on the 2 by Willis. Oh, this is amazing. I'm just going to keep... couldn't they have simulated this, man? I mean, if they put Jordan Love back in the game now to whatever because Dallas is beating Washington, and I mean, why are you playing some starters on defense, but then you aren't on offense? You're doing this. It's like either jump in the pool or not, man.
No.
Golly.
Yeah, and that was one of my. And again, I mentioned that on tomorrow's podcast when I looked at the snap counts. You know, we pulled our starting running back. We obviously pulled Jordan. He probably could play, but he was kind of hurt, so we pulled him. Our top 2 pass rushers were Enigbare and Mosby because we semi-pulled our edge rushers. It's like we just played enough to get our guys hurt, but not enough to win. I mean, granted, coming into this game, I would have thought that's perfectly fine to win the game. I understand it from that standpoint, but now that it's done, you look back on it, and it's like, well, that was just a great combination. We played enough to get Watson hurt and Jordan hurt, but not enough to win the freaking game. So that's just fantastic.
Did we get the fumble? After Moose says, how are they going to screw this up? I mean, do we have to thank Moose? I hate that guy. Oh, my gosh. I mean, could we just win this and get it over with, please?
I wish. I mean, I think everybody at this point was feeling like we got this in the bag. I can't, just a sense of relief, and then just, I mean, maybe we deserve it for what we've been saying about the Bears this whole time, because it's like it's almost more enjoyable because a team that just gave up, a team that just doesn't care anymore, you gave them a reason to care, and then you just stole it from them. That was basically what happened to us in this game. We finally got back for the first time, maybe the entire game. We're sitting here going, oh man, we're actually going to win this game. I mean, since kickoff, we're actually going to win this game, and then, snatch from the jaws of victory.
Hey Ryan, what's your excuse for Matt LaFleur there having Malik Willis, snap the ball with 50 seconds on the clock, plus, when we're driving down the field here on third down. We look a gift horse in the mouth. That's what we just did. We just said, oh, thanks for the gift. Oh, we're too stupid. You know what? Jeff Halfley, please go win this game for us because, well, first McManus has to make this field goal. I don't know if it's going to happen. We're going to see if we're going to get a live, sound that Jersey Mike here. And, oh, Oh, it's just good. Oh.
Am I alone in this, by the way? Because I swear when he kicked it, it was like he missed it. Maybe I saw something else. It's like one of those times you think you see a flag, and it's like, I don't know, I thought I saw something. I swear I saw that thing shank hard left. And then all of a sudden I see the ball, and it's like in the middle, and I'm like, whoa, how did it get over there? So I don't know, but yeah, it felt like they weren't even going to kick the field goal, which was freaking me out. But I think they looked at it, and Bisaccia is saying, 55 is too far. Like, in this weather, they probably beforehand determined like what his range is, and they said, in this cold and everything, we don't want to do beyond 50 or something. So they probably looked at it and said we shouldn't be doing 55, and then just said screw it and went with it. And McManus, the only freaking thing that works on this team, gets it in nice and clutch.
Oh, all right, Halfley, you got 54 seconds to stop the Bears. We got 2 timeouts. I don't like this. Again, how do you defend Matt LaFleur's boneheaded decision here?
I don't know. What did he do? I don't understand what happened. He snap it too early, or like I don't know. Maybe didn't burn off enough time. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what you're talking about. And to be clear, and I don't think I said it here, I talk about it tomorrow, I have no interest in defending Matt LaFleur in this game. I didn't like a single decision he made in this game. This was one that very clearly, and I do want to go back and look. I mean, the quarterbacks acted like nobody was open all day. That doesn't mean that they weren't. I know last week it looked that way too, and they absolutely were almost the entire game. I don't know if that's a quarterback issue or a Matt LaFleur issue, but even still, this was frustrating. I mean, the Jaden Reed thing on 4th down, I'm forgetting half of them now, but there were just so many. I mean, passing the ball way too often. I mean, we ran more than 50% of the time, so it sounds ridiculous. And I mean, it's not the biggest issue. Moving forward, the biggest issue is not that Matt LaFleur didn't run it 75% of the time. It's the fact that Matt LaFleur has to run it 75% of the time because we can't complete passes. That's the issue moving forward. But no, I'm not. If you're asking me to defend Matt LaFleur after this game, I'm not going to. It doesn't really change anything. I think you guys are all wrong about every other game, but I think Matt LaFleur just crapped the bed entirely in this game. I also think Jordan Love played like dog crap, as he has been. I think our guys still can't catch difficult passes. I wish they weren't difficult passes. I wish he would just throw a good pass once in a while, but he doesn't, and our guys can't catch the tough passes. I don't know that our offensive line did a great job. Felt like the people were under duress a lot, although they held onto the ball a lot. And, yeah, a lot of stuff didn't go right. But no, I'm not super interested in defending Matt LaFleur this week.
He made it? Oh, my Lord. I mean, if this ends the way that it does, I'm calling you right back, and I'm going to start yelling like Bob Uecker did in Major League. They won it? Oh, my God, they won it? This is insane. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. This is crazy stupid.
I see, and that's why I wish it didn't have to go that way, just because I hate hearing how happy everybody is, because I know how he felt, and it's like, we won the game. It's over. We just won it. And then we didn't. So here's about 10 minutes later, Jersey Mike, so I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, Jersey Mike. I got a question. Did anybody else just see Rich Bisaccia calling defense on the sideline? What?
How would you know that? How would you know what he's doing? I don't know. I didn't see what you saw, but I don't know how you would ever possibly know who would officially be calling the plays or whatever.
Hold on. I got to see if we lose this game real quick.
We do.
And it's good. And we lose the game. Look at that. We lose the game because Rick Bisaccia thinks he calls the defense.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Holy God. I literally, they call timeout. You know, they're in whatever single cover one. Look, you know, when McKinney up back, which is perfect. Play him aggressive, because if you give up any yards, which we've given up horrible amounts of yards over the middle of the field all season, you know what? Let's make it so it's difficult for them to do that. Let's play him tough. Let's play him fast. Nah. Rich Bisaccia says, make sure you get 3 guys back there, because they're going to go out. They're going to do out routes. That was a terrible last and
call.
the second I saw that, I saw that. You don't think they have the broadcast? Somebody's playing it and said, Bisaccia ran up to LaFleur on the broadcast and he's saying, hey, look, defend the out routes and defend deep. Why is Bisaccia, please tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me Bisaccia wasn't the one who made that call. Because why else is he talking to Matt LaFleur about that? Why else is the call changed from a single high look to now you got 3 deep safeties well behind where the field goal mark is? In the air, we see that on TV, but they should know better. Somebody should know better. They should know that the safeties shouldn't be that far back because, God forbid, they throw it over the middle and then they rush up and they get on the ball and they spike it. They could get a field goal. Oh, my God! Masterclass! And the worst freaking coaching I've ever seen, ever. I'm beyond myself. I can't even imagine who the frick made that call. But whoever it is, I want to see them, fired. Yeah, great. We're in the playoffs. But if this is the kind of ball, this is the kind of coaching, and these are the kind of decisions that we make, we ain't going nowhere in the playoffs. We're one and done. I'm disgusted. This is despicable. This is gross. My wife came in and she said, you've been quiet all game. And she says, I can tell that the Packers are just sucking because you've been quiet all game. She's like, normally you're yelling about how bad the refs are. But it's true. It's true. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the Bisaccia thing, but there's no question whatever they called the first time was a better decision. It just was. I'm sitting here going, okay, bring some pressure, and I look, and they got 3 guys. I'm like, well, that's not good. And then I see everybody on the boundary, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? It's as if they thought there was 3 seconds left on the clock or something, or one of those things where there's 7. If there's 7 seconds left, I understand it because you can't throw it. They're trying to get one quick pass off to get a little closer. Fine, stick everybody on the boundary. They had so much time that you just gave them the middle of the field. The entire middle of the field, you just handed it to them, and you're like, oh, I dare you to throw it in the middle. And they're like, okay, and just lobbed a 20-yard pass down the middle of the field. So I put that on Hafley. I have to assume Hafley was the one that made that decision. I would be shocked if he was overruled. And so, it's not to say that Bisaccia or somebody wasn't the one that brought it to their attention and was like, hey, you got to do this, that, or the other. I don't know. But, this is a collective effort. You're telling me that, let's just go with your thinking on this. So you would have Hafley calls in a play, right? Bisaccia says, hey, I got a thought. What if we changed it so that we did this really stupid thing? And Matt LaFleur says, yeah, that's a great idea. Calls a timeout, tells Hafley, and Hafley's like, yeah, that's a great... nobody... All the assistant coaches, everybody else, not a single person thought, you know what? There's too much time on the clock to do this. There's too much. I wanted to be mad at Valentine for giving up that pass, but I can't be. His assignment is to stay on the boundary. And as soon as somebody cut in, he tried to run over there and do something about it, but what are you going to do at that point? There's nothing you could do at that point. He was completely screwed. Especially, not that it really matters, but, the guy played a fantastic game. And really, the only thing he gave up was the most critical play of the game, and he gave it up because he got screwed, essentially. He got completely screwed by his coaches giving him a garbage assignment. The Bears must have been sitting there looking at that and just thinking, you guys called a timeout for that? And that's the other thing. They called a timeout. So you guys had a lot of time. You had a lot of time to sit and contemplate what to do. And at no point did anybody say, actually, it's too early to run this play. This isn't going to work. We need to just play them straight. The way we've been playing basically the whole game. Keep doing that because there's too much time on the clock to just vacate the middle of the field and hand that to them. They could have run a draw play. They had enough time and enough space. They could have run a draw, got 15 yards, and ran up and spiked it. I don't know. I hope somebody like a lot of things, I do hope that somebody in the media questions Matt LaFleur about that final play, or Hafley, if you get an opportunity to talk to him. Why was that last play the last play? What was the thought process here? It's just a complete breakdown. That's shocking.
You know what's the most painful part about? My bad, sorry, Rob Arliss.
What's up, man?
The most painful part about this loss, it's not just that we lost, it's who we lost to and when we lost to them.
Right.
We lose to the Bears, the last game of the season, on our way into the playoffs. It's just painful. I mean, it's so painful that it's like I can't even. I'm just going to have to go ghost this week when it comes to like podcasts and watching, sports shows, because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about this at all.
I understand. Please don't, but I understand.
As far as the game, we lost some people. We lost Watson, Love. We didn't have Dobbs. We didn't have a few other people. Regardless, I still feel like we should have won this game. We had many of opportunities to win this game, most notably the ending of the game. I mean, all we had to do was just get one first down, just get one first down after we got the fumble recovery. But I don't know what happened there, man. I don't know. I want to say it was the play calling, but I don't know which plays were supposed to be ran. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like on that 3rd and 4th, when we ran for it and went nowhere, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe we should. I just knew that they were going to hone in on the run, and I was thinking like, maybe we could do it. I don't know, something other than that. But literally, what I was sitting here on my couch hoping didn't happen happened. We tried to run up the middle, and it went nowhere.
Well, that was the only one I agreed with. I mean, I was on the opposite side of you. All I want to do is run, right? Like we come out and pass. Like, why did you do that? And then you come out and do a Jaden Reed sweep. And it's like, why did you do that? Just run the ball. And then the one time they listen to me, they lose 2 yards and make the field goal even harder. It's like, I quit. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore.
As for the team going into the playoffs, Ryan, I just don't know how I feel. Yep. I'm trying to be positive. I'm really trying to, any team can win any day. But it's just hard, man. It's just hard to see this team getting past Philadelphia. And to be honest, if we won, I don't know if we would gotten past the Rams or the Buccaneers or whoever we would have played. I just worry, man. Now we got to worry about how's Love going to be. If Christian Watson is out next week, which I'm just going to assume he is, I don't know, man. I'm just really numb. I'm going into the playoffs with very little excitement.
Yeah, that's
just
the worst.
Numb. You know what I mean? I'm a 5 on a scale of 1 through 10. Just indifferent about things right now. Hopefully something happens in this Philly game, or we get some good news during the week that, helps me feel otherwise. But in closing, this game was just a disappointment. Real big disappointment, man.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think we're all feeling that. I mean, there's nothing to feel good about right now. That's 2 games where they crapped the bed. 2 games where they looked like they were a bottom 10 football team. They are now 1-5 in the NFC North. Can't even brag with the Bears. The Bears won their Super Bowl, dude. They're flying high. Everything that just went wrong for them, they feel great. We beat the Packers. They love Caleb. They think he's great. They're going to get a new coach. It's going to be great. Like their offseason has started. They're ready to rock and roll. They're happier than they've ever been. And Lions and Vikings fans are just laughing hysterically at the Packers right now. I mean, this is one of the best seasons by record that we've had, and it's embarrassing. I don't remember it ever being this bad going into the playoffs. Usually we're getting real hot. Not that it matters. We get evicted anyways, so maybe we'll try something a little different this time around. Maybe we'll try getting worse going into the postseason. Maybe that'll work. There's nothing to say. I mean, that's you're feeling the way you should probably feel. They're not giving any of us any reason to believe that they're going to be a good team. Again, when it's one game, it's one game. If you play 5 games and you look incredibly good and you have 1 bad game, okay, fine. And then you have 2 bad games. And it's not even just that it's 2 bad games. It's like 8 straight quarters. 8 straight quarters of we can't do, I shouldn't even say we can't do, 8 straight quarters of we don't have a passing game. That's the biggest thing for me. I'll talk about it tomorrow, but that's it. That's the whole thing for me. can complain about LaFleur or drops or penalties or whatever. None of that matters to me. Because if we can come out and pass the ball effectively, we're going to win football games. We're going to do great. If we can't complete passes, we're done. Not just in the playoffs. We don't have a football team anymore. Like, this is a serious, serious problem. I don't know. I know everyone's mad at me harping, not everyone, but I know people are mad at me harping on Jordan. But, I mean, if he doesn't start playing better, we don't have a quarterback and we don't have a football team. This has got to stop. We just need accurate passes, very simple passes being completed accurately. I mean, this is the thing I loved about Jordan, is that he's so good at just playing within the system and just boom, boom, boom on rhythm, right? Even early on, it was like, man, he's so good at that. You know, Rodgers is the one that got out of structure and started doing crazy stuff, and now he's starting to look more like Rodgers. He's getting jittery in the pocket. He's not handling pressure very well. He's playing scared. His eyes are never in the right spot. He doesn't want to take the underneath throw. He wants to throw deep into double coverage for some unknown reason when it's unnecessary, and you got guys underneath. Like, I don't know what happens in Green Bay that forces quarterbacks to start acting like that. But, you know, I can't even blame Matt LaFleur because Rodgers was doing that with McCarthy. And then, like I said before, one of the angriest I ever got was when you know, you'd have like a 3rd and 2 and we throw a 20-yard pass and McCarthy and Rodgers would be like, yeah, we just need more explosive plays. We need more deep plays and stuff. And it's like, you jag off. That's the one thing I don't want any more from you. There's just this obsession with like, oh, well, if we don't get these deep plays and we're, you know, I'm all about the analytics, but I understand the analytics say you need to have the explosive plays. I just need you to be efficient so that we can win. Okay? That's what we need to do. But I just need to see something. If we lose because of defense, if we lose because of Bullard, if we lose because of something stupid, fine. But I need to see Jordan play, and I need him to play well, period. If we win and Jordan looks bad, I would rather have us lose and Jordan looks good. We don't have a franchise, we don't have a future if Jordan doesn't start playing better. Period. And that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, let's, I don't think we took our second break. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We got some more Omar.
What's going on? This is Omar the firefighter. So I'm pissed like I'm sure everybody is. One, because nobody scored a touchdown, Wicks or Kraft, so I ain't win no daggone money. Could have won a whole bunch of money. That's one. Then two, we did everything right, but for whatever reason, when they let DJ Moore catch the ball, I don't understand why they just didn't run with him and not touch him. Because they didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
So they touched him and then run up. Like, if you just let him keep running for like a couple more steps.
The only thing I'll say is, I mean, maybe he goes and scores a touchdown. I don't know. He's probably going to run up and take a knee. Either way, I mean, it was like a 50-yard field goal, so that wasn't really a chip shot. So take your chances, I guess. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Again, we're getting into the nitpicky stuff that at the end of the day is, I don't know.
Like, they wouldn't have less time. Like, I would have he would have had to give up on the play, and I still would have ran more time out than you touching them. And so it's like, he couldn't just sit down and then get right back up. He'd have to sit down and have to blow a whistle. So it's like, I'm sitting here like, dang, I lost multiple times. I lost money, and we lost to them. And we played our starters, for the most part. So it can't even be like they beat our backups. So I'm just like, yeah, it's just crazy. But anyway, it's all good. Let's see how our playoff run go. We played good, I guess, for a backup QB, and defense played hard for the most part. So I'm trying to find a positive. Like, we got to go against the Eagles. Let's see what it is. Let's see what's going to happen. So some people need to work on the tackling, because I swear we get a tackle on Caleb, boom, it's a wrap, game over. So it's just, we're messing up our tackles. But either way, all right, go Packers.
Yeah, there's a lot to clean up for sure. I really did like what the defense did for the most part, but yeah, there was just certain times where you're just like, I don't understand, dude. You get to Caleb and you can't bring him down. One thing that always annoys me, I'll pick on Cooper, but everybody does this. I don't understand how you don't know that the quarterback's going to do that spin move. You know what I mean? I understand it's difficult and you want to just come in and smoke the guy right in the back, but I mean, you commit so hard at like diving at a guy that all he has to do is that little spin move and he gets away. It shouldn't be that easy. I mean, maybe slow down a little bit and just grab him, or something, or maybe lean a little bit toward one direction, kind of go for his right shoulder or something instead of going square into his back, or I don't know. There's got to be some kind of a teaching point. I'm just so tired of seeing guys just get shook so easily. It's so easy to just, step up a little bit or spin around or whatever, and they just go flying and they're gone. I'm like, guys, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. All right, that call I don't think worked. Chris, what's up?
What's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama, and I am pissed off. Mm-hmm. I am very, very pissed off because I cannot believe that we just lost to the sorry. Let me take a moment because I don't want to.
I get it. Take your time.
I don't want to curse. I'm going to take a second.
Take your time.
I cannot believe we just lost to this team after putting up literally almost 400 yards of offense to their barely 200 yards of offense. Bro, I don't understand it, bro. Bro, we lost to the Chicago Bears. It shouldn't even been this close.
Right.
We literally outgained them the whole game.
Yep.
Yes, we played sloppy on both sides of the football. All the defense had to do was stop these boys. Hey, McMahon's 55-yarder banger. Just stop them. Man, I hate this team, and ain't no way in the world that we were supposed to lose to this team on this day, going into the playoffs on this sour note, playing Philadelphia.
I mean, it couldn't have ended any worse than this, honestly. I mean, aside from like getting kicked out of the playoffs by the Bears would have been worse, but I mean, like everybody's been saying, going into the playoffs with this bad of a feeling, this bad of a taste in your mouth, being that bad of a team, to lose to a team. I mean, the fact that it's the Bears and they're a rival and we hate them is the worst. But the fact that they haven't beat a team since their bye week, it's been 10 straight weeks? They haven't won a single game in 10 weeks, not one. Not one. And the last time they saw the Vikings and the Lions, they got blown out. We just lost. And we almost lost to them last time. It was a fluke that we beat them before. We should have been 0-6 in our division. It is about as painful of an entrance into the playoffs as you can get, given the circumstances. When you look at how good the record is and everything, if you wanted to say how could you make this as painful as possible going into the playoffs, this is probably it.
Don't know the status of the quarterback. Don't know the status of one of our top wide receivers. Just a sloppy game, not coming through in the end. Again, on defense, it's just like, bro, I don't know, man. I'm just extremely upset, and I'm not trying to say too much because I don't want to curse on this podcast. And the only thing I can think of in my head is a bunch of 4-letter words to combine together to explain this whole game.
It's kind of like, first of all, as far as the defense, I mean, you talk about pain again. Again, I wanted to give credit to the defense. They kept us in this game the entire time. As far as I'm concerned, they gave up one touchdown, right? One was special teams. The other one, they had to go like 20 yards to get a touchdown. I'm not blaming them for that. They gave up one legitimate touchdown. And then at the end, they looked like the Packers defense of old, right? You want this defense to be different. In the past, the Packers would always give this up. They never can make a stop at the end, but this is different. This is the Halfley defense. Please be different, and it's not different. They let this team, this terrible offense with a terrible quarterback, terrible offensive line, march down the field fairly easily. And and win the game. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, as far as stringing swears together, I remember in third grade, me and my friend Alex would go outside, and what we did at recess is we just said every swear that we knew, and that was our game that we would play. That's the game I want to play right now, to be honest.
Well, I would just say this. We lost the game. Hopefully our quarterback is okay. And whatever we need to do before next week, we need to do it because we play like this next week, we're getting embarrassed.
Oh, it's going to be embarrassing.
We're getting embarrassed by Philadelphia. We're getting embarrassed. Whether Jalen Hurts plays or not, I know that they were still saying he was out today because of the concussion, but he could have very well not even played anyway today. So I don't know if he's still in protocol or whatever. It really don't matter because my team's not playing like they're supposed to be playing right now, and it's really aggravating and frustrating to me that we lost to a sorry team like the Chicago Bears. I'm about to call right back because I'm at the 3 minutes. Yeah. I'm calling right back.
Snacks is in between, but I don't want to interrupt Chris on his rant here. So go ahead.
It's me again, but basically, what I'm saying is, I know it's a week-to-week thing, and this could be just one of those weeks that something go right and it doesn't carry in the next week. But I mean, you can only wonder, like, wow, really? Like, even just like when I called at halftime, like, if Jordan could have came back in the game, I felt like he didn't have to. Let's let him rest. Let's let him chill because we can get this done with Malik. And we almost did. We literally almost did. But I've been seeing this so long where the game is on the line and the defense is on the field. They let us down pretty much every single time. Why can't we have a defense that can just stop someone when it counts? I know I see we top 10 in the league and all these stats and all. It doesn't matter because at the end of the game when we need a stop, the defense can never come through more times than not. This is a low percentage. It's got to be 10% or less. Of the times the defense has definitely stepped up and made plays to stop other teams from getting into scoring position or winning the ball game. As bad as the offense looked at today, at certain points, defense wins championships at the end of the day. I don't care how good your offense or what, everything leaning the offense. At the end of the day, the defense has to make a stop, bro. And when it comes down to the defense having to make a stop, it's not happening, bro. No matter how good or how bad anybody plays, no matter the grades, no matter what. The fact of the matter is, last minutes of the game, if the defense is the one that's supposed to be trying to come up with something, you just not understand they're going to let us down. And I'm sick of that. So if we do put up a fight against Philly, and I'm not giving up hope, I'm frustrated. And I'll probably come back tomorrow and have a whole different perspective. But right now, if we are in the game next week against Philadelphia and it comes down to the defense having to make a stop for us to win, I have no faith in that. And I'm emotional right now. I hate Chicago Bears. I hate losing to them. We ain't lost to them in 11 tries in 6-7 years. So I should just get over it. It's one loss in 7 years, but I don't care.
Yeah.
If it comes down to the defense, I don't trust that they can get a stop. I don't trust it because I haven't seen.
Well, again, I think the defense did more than enough to win this game. I think that again, if the offense had played better and the special teams didn't give up a ridiculous punt return touchdown, I mean, the Bears would have scored maybe 10 points in this game. I mean, it would have been just stupid, 13 points, whatever. And we would have won just by a ton of points. It shouldn't have even been close, and we would have been happy with the defense and everything else. But yeah, I mean, it's It's one of the worst offenses in football. They have not been able to score any points. Even in this game, they really didn't. I mean, again, you handed them 14 points. Outside of that, they've scored 10. That's it. 10 points is what they scored outside of that 14 that we gifted them because of a stupid frickin' fumble and a punt return. 10 points is what they got. But still, okay, fine. Terrible offense. Less than a minute left. They only have one timeout. You're a very good defense, right? You got all the stuff that you need, right? Great defensive coordinator, and you got the players on the line, and the corners are playing well, and you got Xavier McKinney. You got all this cool stuff, right? Edwin Cooper, super cool stuff. This is easy. And yet, look what happens. Right? It was failure after failure after failure by the players, and then at the end of the day, it was a coaching decision to call the worst play call ever to essentially just concede the game. We essentially just said, go ahead and take free 15, 20 yards, and best of luck kicking your 50-yarder or whatever it was. I don't understand. I mean, it was just a total team failure. I mean, it's like I want to give credit, like, special teams actually wasn't bad, except for the fact that they gave up 7 points. Well, defense was actually good. Well, no. Actually, they lost us the game at the end there. The run game worked. I don't know what else. I can't even give Halfley credit, even though I thought he did great up until that last play. I certainly can't give Matt LaFleur credit. Everything about that game sucked. How do we get out-coached by the laughingstock of the NFL? Primarily, they get laughed at because of their coaching. And the coaches must have been on the sideline watching this like, look at these idiots. What are they doing? They really run a sweep on fourth down? Did they seriously call that play there on whatever? It's freaking embarrassing. Snacks, we'll make this the last one.
I am choosing to just forget everything that just happened.
It's a good idea.
Although I really don't like giving the Bears a shot in the arm like that. And giving them something to be happy about all offseason. But
I mean, the offseason is like their regular season anyways. So this is just a great start to their regular season. They're going to be nothing but happy and miserable scumbags for the next, 7 months or whatever, however long until real football starts and they suck again. Hopefully. Can't even guarantee that anymore. I don't know what's going to happen.
I guess it is what it is. I mean, I go back to it. Were we trying to win that game? Were we not? Were we... That was a very strange... Everything about that game was just off. And I also think, I mean, the chances of us running the table anyway, I just think are so slim. It's just a bummer. I thought the team was a little bit better, going to be a little bit better this season, and if they somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat in the playoffs, it would be amazing. I think they could, but they're going to have to pretty much play perfect. And I mean, have we ever seen them play perfect at all this year? I mean, we have for stretches, but not much. My Lord, man, what did we just watch? What was that?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can reach for as far as hope here is, the fact that, I mean, this is a catastrophic implosion. And, I mean, again, I think a lot of people look at this like they've been bad all year. I don't. I think since the bye week, this was an incredible football team. I really do. And then these last 2 weeks have been in a complete implosion, and I can't explain what happened. Something similar happened to the Philadelphia Eagles, who are looking like a really good team right now. So I can't explain why they imploded. I don't expect them to be great in the postseason. Maybe they will. I don't know. I mean, I can't explain why they were bad, so I certainly couldn't tell you whether or not they're going to fix it. But I just, I don't know. I don't, other than to say they got some stuff to figure out, and they need to start figuring out how to play some better football. I'm encouraged by the defense. I'm encouraged by the special teams. I'm encouraged by the run game. We need to be able to pass. If we can get Jordan playing better, and, I will concede, go get that number one wide receiver. Hopefully Christian Watson is not suffering some terrible catastrophic injury so we can get him back by next year, like the start of next year. will come out with, hopefully maybe we added to the offensive line, real scary rushing attack, scary defense. And then, you got Watson on the outside with the speed and Reed in the slot and whoever our new flashy X receiver is. Maybe. I don't know. But right now, it just seems like they lost their footing and they can't get back on their feet. And I don't know what happened. Again, for me, it's 100% the passing game. I mean, what else really wasn't good? I mean, the defense was good for 3.5 quarters. The special teams was basically perfect with the exception of that one stupid trick. Okay, whatever. They got tricked one time. I'm not going to pretend like we have a bad special teams. The run game was incredible. So what is the problem? Dun, 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 dun. It's not that hard. Dun, 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 dun. Running out of time. Dun, 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 dun. It's passing is the problem. So I mentioned it tomorrow. One of the things I want to do as soon as possible is to go back and watch every single passing rep and just see what happened. Was nobody open? Number one. Was somebody open and it didn't get thrown? Number two. Was somebody open and you threw it to the wrong person? Was somebody open and you threw a bad pass? Was somebody open and you threw it and they dropped it? Was it a pressure thing that caused the problem? I just want to know why it just doesn't work anymore. And I don't know the answer to the question. But I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good rest of your night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.